Hey, do you have to deal with the CSRD reporting? In this podcast episode, I'm going to talk to Ruta, who's a sustainability manager at Hostinger. They have done 2 previous GRI reports and are now switching to the CSRD. So if this topic interests you, definitely check out this episode. Hey, Ruta. First of all, thank you so much for taking the time. For those of the listeners that don't know you yet, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and the position that you're currently in?
Yes, hello, Daniel. Thanks for having me here. So I'm Ruta. I'm a sustainability manager at Hostinger, a web hosting company, and I work there as a sustainability manager. So my key responsibilities are leading and coordinating the sustainability strategy, and it comes with a bunch of all different tasks like developing action plans, indicators, preparing sustainability reports, um, raising sustainability awareness among our community and employees, and of course, consulting our internal stakeholders. So that's a bunch of responsibilities from my side.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting. Is the role of sustainability manager the first time that you're working with sustainability, or have you done this in the past as well?
Yeah, I have dealt with sustainability matters before because before I was joining Hostinger, I previously worked at one of the largest sustainability focused consultancies in Lithuania. And before doing that, I was studying sustainability management in my master's. So this thing was also helpful in my journey.
Okay. So how come that you decided to work with sustainability? At what point, or what was the reason that you decided okay, I would like to do sustainability consulting and help companies with their sustainability reporting then at some point?
That's a good question. Uh, of course, my master studies, sustainability management, helped me to got into this corporate sustainability sphere. But the choice of studying this sustainability management was quite a not coincidence, but when I was studying marketing master, I was offered um, a possibility to study double degree
Hmm.
in Belgium, and I have decided that this sustainability management things, it sounds quite interesting. Also, I was encouraged by my sister's friend who was working in recruitment at that time. And I
Hmm.
decided, yeah, it sounds interesting. I need to try that. And while I was studying, I understood that, I find it, I found it more and more interesting. And finally, I have decided to leave this old marketing thing behind. And I found much more value in the sustainability topic.
Hmm. That sounds very nice. And you already touched on this a little bit, but what are you how is the day to day at Hostinger as a sustainability manager? What tasks are you working on? How are you trying to help with sustainability?
Mhm. So when I came to Hostinger to work as a sustainability manager, this function didn't exist. So I had a plenty job to do, and it all started with doing the very first sustainability report for 2022, and this helped me to analyze from the very beginning uh, to analyze in what kind of fields we are good and what kind of fields we are not doing that much. And it also, after this iteration of sustainability report, it helped me to prioritize what kind of tasks that I need to begin. For example, one of the examples was the whole environmental topic, because we needed to initiate greenhouse gas calculations for the very first time, to analyze how much of a renewable share from our whole data centers come. So there were things to do. And as for now, we just released our second sustainability report. And I could say that the rest time of this year will be dedicated preparing for CSRD, of course, starting from double materiality assessment, then conducting this gap analysis, which will help us to analyze maybe we are not gathering some kind of information. Then, of course, we will start building this information gathering channels. And then I hope to share related tasks to other teams to make DRIs for some topics in the different teams. However, it sounds, of course, that we are very focused on this CSRD thing, but other tasks of mine are, as I just said, to work on sustainability initiatives and events to raise awareness level for our employees. So making those different events also take quite a time of mine, everyday task, and consulting internal stakeholders, employees is also something that I enjoy doing, because I can notice that sustainability topic and interest in that topic is growing quite in a fast pace. Because when I came, maybe not that many people were that interested into the topic. But right now, for example, last week, employees, my colleagues from creative team has approached me by asking to help them to build sustainable merchandise guidelines. So that's another task that I'm doing right now. So
Nice.
it's lovely that they started to employ me in other topics which are not a priority of mine, but I'm happy that they are coming to me and ask, maybe we can work on something together.
Yeah, I'm very glad to hear that the sustainability topic is now getting into different fields as well and like expanding, so to say.
Yeah.
So at Coursera, are you the only person working on sustainability, or is there like a bigger sustainability team, or do you have like different colleagues that maybe are not in a sustainability team per se, but that are also working on some topics with you?
Yeah, so currently, I'm a dedicated person to overlook and coordinate the sustainability function in a hosting area, and I'm the only officially dedicated person to work on the topic. However, I work closely with management and with different teams on shared projects, information requests, and other tasks. So once I dive deeper into ESRS topics, I believe that those respective tasks and ownership will be shared throughout the teams. But this will happen in a couple of months, hopefully, because I plan to finalize double materiality assessment by then. Yeah.
Okay. And you already mentioned that you did the sustainability report for 2022 and also for 23. Can you introduce us just a little bit to like what did the sustainability reports look like and what standard did you use and how was this like a preparation for the CSRD?
Yeah. So when I came to Hostinger, uh, uh, I started my job by doing this 2023 sustainability report. And as I said, we just recently released 2023 sustainability report, and both of them were produced in reference with GRI, which I hope will help me better to prepare for CSRD, as they have some common points coming around. And before coming to Hostinger, I have also worked on several sustainability reports, which part of them even didn't have any standard, uh, because that was the practice this couple 3 or 4 years ago. It sounds quite crazy because this sphere is changing and is dynamic a lot, I would say. And yeah, basically that's it.
Okay. So now you're focusing on the CSRD report. And you already mentioned that you're also looking at the double materiality. Can you just like take us with you a little bit and like how does the process look like? Where are you at? What did you already do? What topics are you now focusing on? Like how is Hostinger in general approaching the CSRD?
Yeah, I need to tell that we haven't progressed that much to have clarified material topics
Hmm.
because this something that I will start working deeply right now. However, before the first sustainability iteration, the yeah, I have conducted impact materiality part, which will help me to conduct this double materiality assessment for sure. Of course, it needs to be renewed, but even though I didn't dive deep yet into double materiality, I still can predict some material topics of ours. So this will be climate change for sure, resource use and circular economy, as we use a lot of servers and other items that we need to ensure we utilize responsibly. Our workforce is another topic, but I believe it's a very universal one. Workers in the value chain probably as well, and consumers and end users and business conduct, I think, will be my another two items in the list of ESRSs.
Okay. And from your current perspective, what would you say is the biggest challenge you're facing in terms of the CSRD?
Mm, that's a good question. Probably it's it's very hard to uh, analyze the whole uh, requirement list and to try to translate it to a very human language, because there will be a lot of internal stakeholders involved into the process, and before I target them with specific tasks, specific questions, I need to dive deep into the requirements, into the data point requirements. And that's the thing I found struggling. Yeah.
Mhm. And how are you doing that so far? Like, where do you get your information from? How do you do the research to like get information on the CSRD? Because I know, like, of course, there's the IFRAG documentation, but IFRAG is like very much known for having complex tags, and it's like a huge document with like all different types of information. So, how do you prepare yourself to know about the different CSRD topics?
Mm-hmm. Hmm. That's a good question, because when you try to look for some kind of information, I don't focus then much on the past. Where does this
Hmm.
information come from to me? But I would say having a network of other sustainability specialists, professionals, is something really valuable to me, because we have a group uh, of sustainability professionals with which we share a lot of information. We have some uh, and knowledge sharing sessions. So this one of the source I would recommend everyone to have, to connect with the other peers. Uh, Another thing, yeah, I participate in different conferences, seminars. So probably that's also another source of mine. Media, probably my whole LinkedIn every day writes different recommendations on different CSRD parts. So this information just come. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, makes a lot of sense. And how are you attempting to prepare the CSRD report? Do you use different software tools? Do you have consultants? Are you planning to do everything by yourself in Excel? How is your approach when it comes to that?
So yeah, this is the question that I needed to answer myself as well. So to be honest, currently I'm not very into CSRD tools right now, as I think most of my work could be conducted using old good Excel, you know. However, um, yeah, for example, one of my peers has shared me a really good Excel sheet. I don't remember the source, but it was dedicated to do the whole CSRD gap analysis. I think it is called the CSRD Gap Assistant. However, I think that I will construct my own Excel sheet by adding additional sources as ESRS's data points list and additional sources. But I see that maybe I will not need to have a tool for the whole CSRD, but I would like to employ some tasks with the tool. For example, I would be very curious to find a tool which would help me to screen value chain risks and impacts, because we have a lot of third parties that we are working with, and it would be quite impossible, I would say, to get to engage all of them with ESG comprehensive assessments. So this tool definitely would be useful for us, and I'm slowly checking the possible options. But to provide evaluations on impacts, risks, and opportunities in terms of scope, scale, and reversibility, I see that a consensus is needed from our internal stakeholders and later from our external stakeholders. And also, well, I'm working in a global company and we already employ some task management tools. So I think once I make myself a scheme of this whole CSRD ECRS's picture of materiality assessment, of different tasks that needs to be done, maybe I will move to one of those internal task management tools.
Okay. And what are the different, or what would be different criteria for you to choose a certain solution? So can you say like, hey, if I take the software, like those criteria must be fulfilled, or maybe the other way around, that you can say like, because I couldn't find something that fulfills those criteria, I didn't choose a tool so far, or this could also apply to a consultancy.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think I don't have a strict requirement list right now. And the whole process goes as I have a discussion with different providers and then I compare the price for value. But well, yeah, it's quite hard to maybe understand which tools are the best ESRS fit, because there are a lot of tools. And as I said, yeah, I'm just yet to go to this double materiality assessment. So I'm not maybe the most informed decision maker right now. But I think after I do this double materiality assessment and after I conduct several meetings with those service providers, then it will be easier to evaluate this price for value factor. And as for consultants, I believe I didn't mention that, but I think, yeah, that I think that consultants' help will be needed for me on ad hoc consultation basis, but I don't think that we will have projects on CSRD, but maybe on EU taxonomy, maybe. But other tasks will be on just ad hoc basis.
Okay. Yeah. And maybe generally speaking, if you make a decision on the CSRD topic in general, what internal stakeholders do you discuss this with? Like, who's in the decision process to say, okay, let's do the CSRD in this way, or let's include this software, or let's do this type of supplier engagement strategy? Like, who takes the decisions in that?
I think selecting the exact tool or consultant firm will be a task from my side, and I think I will approve the ones. Talking about the budget, I think my manager, which is a COO in our company, he will make the final approval. But yeah, as I said, as I'm the only person working on the topic right now, so the responsibility is on my shoulders.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me. Maybe one last and maybe a little bit more elaborate question. From the things that you have learned so far, and you have already done like 2 sustainability reports, maybe in GRI, but that's still like a good preparation, and the stuff that you did in order to get ready for the CSRD. What would be a recommendation you would give to other companies that are maybe in a similar situation, or maybe they haven't even done the GRI reports before and they're now focusing on the CSRD? So what would you like to recommend them, or what is maybe some advice that you would like to have received a year or half a year ago regarding the CSRD?
Okay, yeah. From looking from the bright side, I would say don't stress that much because everyone is new to CSRD, and there are no best practices yet in the field, only ever evolving practices. So each sustainability professional is responsible to be building those best practices all together. And as mentioned previously, I would really suggest to connecting with other peers, peer company sustainability managers, and surround yourself with this network. Because if you have some kind of struggles, this community will really help you to find the answers, and will help you to get started with your pain points. Talking more about technical advice, well, I think it will be easier for you to know on what to focus when you conduct this double materiality assessment, because you will know on what kind of topics you need to focus, and it's already a good start, even though I find myself double materiality assessment quite scary, because impact materiality part for me, it's kind of clear. But financial materiality part, it's something that maybe I will need some advices on. However, this assessment for sure, it will help me to know, maybe to minimize my scope of CSRD works, and then I will have a more clear head on what to focus on.
Yeah. So I think that's very good advice, especially the part of like talking to your network and like getting advice from other people. I feel like this is like super beneficial because everybody is still trying to figure it out, and the CSRD and all the EU topics, they seem like a big jungle that like everybody has to navigate through. So yeah, I think that's very good to like talk to other people. And this is also one of the main reasons why we started the podcast, so that more people can like get into an exchange and see how other companies are dealing with that.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, perfect. Those were excuse me. Those were all the questions that I had for you. thank you again so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. And I hope we can talk very soon.
Yes, thank you so much, Daniel, for having me. Okay, bye-bye.